Everyone, I'm Dino Vidal, and welcome to tonight's Dino Vidal Show on SiriusXM Channel 127 Progress. So we are now at just about 100 days into President Biden's administration. Tonight is his first address to a joint session of Congress, live 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Tomorrow technically is 100 days in. And when you look back the first 100 days of President Biden, this is not hyperbolic at all. I'm not overstating this. He has done more in 100 days to help Americans, working class Americans, than the terrorist Donald Trump did in 4 failed years in the White House. Think about it. What was Trump's biggest accomplishment 100 days in? Banning Muslims from the country. That's right. One of his first actions was sign a Muslim ban of several countries, was struck down and fought out in the courts. That's what he was proud of. The bigotry and white nationalism. That's what he served them. Look at Joe Biden, and the approval polls show it. And there's also, and I'm going to share in a second, there's another number in data the mainstream media is missing, and it says a lot about how Americans think about Joe Biden. But first of all, Joe Biden comes in last month, signs the American Rescue Plan, nearly $2 trillion, help our fellow Americans, from helping school funding to people getting $1,400 to municipality funding to reducing child poverty by half. And the list goes on. Some really great stuff, funding health insurance for people who are unemployed. Right after that, he introduced the American Jobs Plan, which is now still being debated. It's the infrastructure plan. It will pass in some form because the Democrats have 2 more chances to use budget reconciliation in the Senate, which simply means they only need 50 votes in the Senate, not 10 Republican votes, which you're never going to get because the GOP is not about helping Americans. I really challenge people. Name one policy the GOP is now championing that would help working class Americans. They have nothing. They have figurative red meat. They give you white nationalism. They will tell white people, well, you're struggling economically, but look what we're doing. We're making it harder for black and brown people to vote, so at least you can vote. This is the mentality from the time of Jim Crow to their extreme Christian Sharia law, which they just enacted again in Montana. They had one in Arkansas a few weeks ago where a woman is pregnant and raped by her. She's raped and becomes pregnant. She is required by law to carry the fetus of the rapist to term. And if anybody helps her get an abortion, it's a felony. It's a felony, just like the rapist. It's a felony. This is what's going on. Then we have tonight, Joe Biden's going to unveil the American Families Plan, which is about $1.8 trillion plan, which forget the numbers. All of these programs are investing in America. The infrastructure bill helps roads, bridges, tunnels, clean the waterways of lead in the pipes, to help providing funding for senior citizens who need home health care and can't afford it, but they don't qualify for Medicaid, and they're in this gap situation where they burn all their assets for a generation. The new program, the American Families Plan, is about investing in American families. You're dealing with child care. The biggest thing is extending federal education to pre-K. Right now, we started 5th grade up, 5 years old up, being kindergarten. It would mandatory federal funding for pre-K for 2 years, just like some other countries. And experts have shown the earlier the children learn, the better it is for them in the long run. And it's better for their minds, for their development, their understanding of language, skills, and mathematics, everything. This is a great investment. There's so much to it. How much will the GOP support? Nothing. I can assure you, zero. They won't support any of it. GOP is not about helping fellow Americans. It's about helping their GOP donors, about helping the wealthy. And what they give to them are tax cuts for the wealthy, rolling back regulations that protect the environment because it helps the bottom line of corporations. What do they give to their base? Again, it is red meat. That's it. Figurative, not real. Democrats, we give real red meat. We give you, and if you don't want red meat, you can get a veggie burger. The point is, we help your lives. But here's the thing. Polls show that Americans are seeing this and they're supporting Joe Biden. One of the biggest takeaways in every poll was a new one yesterday. 70% of Americans approve of Joe Biden's handling of the COVID. So 70%, that means a bunch of Republicans as well. And that means he's taking it seriously, he's modeling good behavior. More importantly is the rollout of the vaccine distribution. When he took over, we were averaging 900,000 vaccines a day. Now we're at 3 million a day. It is remarkable what is going on in this country. When Joe Biden took over 4,000 Americans died that day on January 20th. Now we're averaging about 600 deaths a day. Still, we wish that number was lower, but this is a great progress. Overall, Joe Biden's approval rating on the average of 538, it's a great website that aggregates polls, is about 54%, a little higher, 54.1, 54.2%. Contrast, at this very time, under terrorist Trump, he had a 41% approval rating. He never in 4 years had a 54% approval rating. Never. Simple reason why. He was a failure. He failed. He did give his base what they wanted: white nationalism, demonizing black people, brown people, Muslims, transgender Americans. That's what they wanted. He served them up exactly a toxic stew. But for average Americans, nothing at all. And there's something else. Here's the other thing. Polls always ask, do you think America's on the right track or the wrong track? Right now, Americans say, on average, in Real Clear Politics average of polls, that 44% of Americans say we're on the right track. And you might go, well, that doesn't sound great, 44%. Here's the reality. That is the highest number of Americans said we're on the right track since 2009. That's since June 2009. For the rest of President Obama's term, for 2 terms, and even failed Trump, never again did they get to 43, 44%. The highest Trump ever got was like 41% for about 2 weeks. Since mid-February to now, Joe Biden is consistently at 43 to 44% of Americans saying this country is on the right track. When he took over on January 20th, only 21% of Americans said we were on the right track. This is a remarkable reversal. And when you look at the polls, again, of Joe Biden, 54% approval rating, if you look at Democrats and independent voters and you average it together, he has a 70% approval rating. Of Republicans, only has an 8 to 9% approval rating. Some polls, 7%. So if you remove them, the Republicans, the Trumpers, the MAGA people who support the January 6th terrorist attack, and you only look at real Americans, Joe Biden's doing a remarkable job. So we'll talk about that more. We're going to preview his speech tonight. Got some great guests joining me from CNN, Julian Zelizer. We got Raul Reyes, a writer and attorney. We talk about the Rudy Giuliani raid on his apartment, and Walker Hayes Brown, from MSNBC. So my show is live 6 to 9 p.m. on SiriusXM channel 127. If you don't subscribe, go to the website. There are free trials. Check it out. Then join. Call us. Be a part of our family. We got a lot of work to do, America. If you want progress, stay active. Thanks for tuning into the preview of tonight's Dino Buidala Show.